I've just been approached backstage by Barry Zellman. Barry's been on my email list to Citizens Watch and unansweredquestions.org for many months, and I've run into him on a couple of occasions during hearings and so on. And he's asked to make a brief statement. He hasn't prepared anything. He lost his brother Kenneth in the North Tower. And so I'd just like to bring Barry Zellman out for a brief statement to address you. Barry?
Hi, everybody. I kind of dropped by on a kind of short notice. It's kind of an impromptu kind of visit. I didn't plan to come here, so if I stumble and don't make sense, it's because I really didn't plan this. I really was never into politics ever in my life, and it was a rude awakening on my brother's murder 3 years ago. He was my best friend, my only brother. And, you know, these kind of things help me a lot because people understand me. You're a group of captive audience, and it's good. It helps me get through my grief process. There's never a resolution, but it helps. Because most of the time when I talk about dynamics of politics by 9/11, people look at me like I have three heads. Like, what? Bush knew about it? Bush, are you crazy? You know. So much for Republicans. And I never wanted to label myself anything, and I don't label myself anything. I'm just out there dealing with my brother's murder. And I just wrote this email. You know, people who do know me from the internet. I just write. So I've become a pretty decent writer. But I just responded to Bush families for 9/11, and I'll just read this aloud. It kind of sums up a lot of things. When a political party chooses to run its performance of handling its response to 9/11, it had better hope that it can back it up. So many of the surviving 9/11 families know the transparencies in this message. But the Bush administration has always played to its biggest audience, those not directly affected by the mass murder of 2,749 people. Still, to sell this audience on the issue of 9/11, you're walking into dangerous territory. The record speaks of an administration who was not interested in following any of the so many leads in the months preceding 9/11. The August 6th PDB briefing that was publicized was a snapshot of our intelligence. It depicted an al-Qaeda terrorist group active with cells ready to strike. In fact, your own CIA agency named it bin Laden determined to strike within the U.S. That was the time to do something. The window of opportunity to intervene and maybe save those lives is gone. Now is not the time to exploit those lives for your own self-serving interests. This was in response to the RNC coming to New York. That's really what it was pertaining to. But I just embrace people that understand that 4 airplanes, an hour and a half between the first impact and the second impact, with zero military response in the United States, it didn't happen that way. It couldn't have happened that way. You're talking about the most intelligent agencies that we have in the face of the earth, state-of-the-art agencies, and there was zero military response. Why wasn't President Bush on the horn as soon as the second tower was impacted, saying, deploying military to New York? Why? And, you know, I'm a fair person. I listened to all sides of the argument, and I did research upon research, and no one could give me the answer. But it's very transparent because our own president did not want to investigate this tragedy. And I'm standing before you today for one reason. The only thing that I could give my brother is the truth. That's it. I didn't get paid a cent. You know, the money was out there to shut people up. It's a strange dynamic money because there's two sides to 9/11 families. There are ones that were paid and the ones that weren't. And I hate to bring money up, but money is part of the equation. If they were married, the spouses got lots of money. The birth families got nothing. My father, who was 82 years old, my mother's still alive. My brother was married the money doesn't, went to my brother's wife, and she doesn't even speak to us anymore. That's on a personal level, but the money was there for one reason: it's to keep people, pay them off, and keep them quiet. And I thank people like you that are listening. Thank you very much.